And here we go.
So, welcome everybody. Bonjour, hola, guten Tag, nein, guten Abend, so Blödsinn sollte ich wissen. And all the other languages that I haven't learned yet. Ciao. So, welcome to Pragmatic Psychology using your difference and the power of your difference. Are you actually choosing it or are you refusing it? So I'm really happy to have you all here and having this Zoom translated in many different languages, which always excites me. I love the global energy of spreading what's possible out there in the world. It's so much fun. So if you just would like to tap into that energy for you and for your life, it's like, how often are you limiting your reach with the points of view you have? It's like, how much are you controlling your life, making sure it's all the way it's supposed to be, where you're actually limiting what's possible rather than allowing what's possible. So how many points of view do you have that keep you from creating the life you truly desire? And it is our points of view that create our reality. Have you ever noticed? It's like the way you see things, your point of view shapes your life. It shapes how things can show up. It influences how things can come to you and if they even can come to you. So every point of view is like this big wall you put up in front of you that keeps out everything you're asking for. And I'm sure most of you have heard about the ask and you shall receive, asking and then receiving. Most people, have started to ask, but then they forget to receive. So any point of view you have actually keeps you from receiving what you're asking for. So what points of view do you have that keep you from creating the life that works for you? And everything that is truth will you destroy and uncreate it. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Hello. So I'm not going to explain the weird things I just said now, because that would take long. So what I just said was a very weird combination of words. It's right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. This is called the Access Consciousness Clearing Statement. So those of you who just thought it's a great idea to jump on a weird Zoom called Pragmatic Psychology using your power, I am thrilled you're here. And so if none of this makes sense, you're in the right place. Enjoy the ride, enjoy change done different. And the clearing statement is something you can look up on the internet under clearingstatementthankyou.com. Thank you, Pauline, for putting it into the chat. The clearingstatement.com is where you can, have the explanation of all the words and how they work and how you can use them. It's basically a tool you can use to let go of limitations of the points of view you have that stand in the way of you receiving and creating what works for you. So this is about creating a life that works for you, and being pragmatic. And pragmatic is doing what works always. And so if you look at doing what works for you and your life and your future, how different would you be if you would choose what works? So if you look at some situation you had lately, maybe 24 hours ago or a week ago, or, like situations that where you changed something or where you did something that worked, is this something that's normal, or how different are you when you choose ease over drama? How different are you when you choose what works over drama? That's extremely different. In our world, it's normal to have a problem. It's normal to be dramatic. It's weird. It's different. It's crazy to do what works, you know. So how many times have you, been judged by other people for, you always take things so easily. Oh, what do you have to say? Your life is so easy. So, so what if those judgments are just interesting points of view from other people, but not real to you? So, what points of view from other people have you made real to you that are actually just interesting points of view? And everything that is, truth will you destroy and uncreate it, please. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds.
Way too many.
Way too many. Yeah, way too many. And if you look at, if you look to your past a little bit and look at what choices did you make that expanded your life, that created something that worked for you, and how amazing was that? And did other people find that amazing as well? Or did they, go, what, why is she doing that? Or why is he doing that? Or, just projected judgments at you. And did you make them real and stop you? Or did you go, thank you for judging me. Thanks for the compliment. More of that. So most people actually go for the first choice, making judgments real and not trying to be that different and not trying to be that powerful. So if you look at the choices you made that actually expanded your life, did you make other people's judgments about that relevant and real for you and stopped your life rather than going, okay, your judgment is actually a compliment of my difference and an acknowledgement of my power. Thank you so much. Let's go. Everything that is and everything that allowed that, will you please destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Yes. That's why I have the peacock as the logo for pragmatic psychology. Because the peacock, he's beautiful. He has many colors and he's like walking through the world going, hi, I'm beautiful, I know. And I'm having so much fun being beautiful. If you enjoy me, great. If you don't enjoy me, great. I'm not going to stop and you're welcome. It's on the house. So that's what we could be, like the greatness on legs, the walking, talking greatness. So what points of view are you making real to not be that great, to not be that powerful? Ooh, everything that is, will you please destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. So again, if you look at the choices you made in the past that worked for you, that expanded your life, that created something greater, did you continue on that path of, expanding your life? Or did you at some point go, oh my God, that's too much. That's too great. That's too different. That's too powerful. And then shut down. Oops. Okay. So that's the point where you created points of view to not be too powerful, to not be disturbing to others, which is actually not true. You're not disturbing, but many people think if they're too much, they're disturbing other people's whatever. So those are just points of view. Isn't that amazing? It's just a point of view. So there's this incredible access consciousness tool, which I adore. And it just has a revival for many people. It's very simple and very powerful. And most of you know it already. And maybe you even use it. It's funny, we have all these tools, but then, we forget to use them. So it's called Interesting Point of View. I have this point of view. So for every point of view that you see, okay, I'm creating this thing that keeps me from being the greatness that I am. I'm making other people's points of view real. What you say is, Interesting point. You don't have to do this. This was just me being happy. Interesting point. Like at the end, everybody goes, interesting point of view. I have this point of view. I'm just kidding. So interesting point of view. I have this point of view. Okay. And then you be present with, it's not just like interesting point of view. You have this point and you just say it and check it and you're done. It's not something you have to do. It's something that you be in the moment, and then you say it to the thing that comes up for you. And you go, interesting point of view. I have this point of view. And you check, how is that thing that you just, had in your world as a point of view that's stopping you, or somebody else's point of view that you use to stop you. And then you be present with it and see what it does. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then you do it again. Interesting point of view. I have this point of view. And then you check how it is. And then you do it again. As often as required for that thing that you use to stop yourself, whether it's coming from you or from somebody else, you do it as often until it's getting lighter or it changes, it's different. And at some point, when you choose to do this tool many times or a couple of times, you might realize, wow, none of that stuff that I'm choosing to use to stop me is real in any way. Wow. So here comes the thing. So my background is a psychologist and psychotherapist. And I've been doing a lot of neuropsychological testings. So my background is like what I was taught is the background of, there's a problem. And then, I was supposed to help the person look at the problem, find out why they have the problem, find out what caused the problem, and then find a solution. So that's this reality's way of going about change. And not only in psychology, like most modalities do it that way. They look at the problem, make that very real, and then try to change it. And so if you have ever done that, how has that been working? Did it really create change? Did it really create more lightness? Or did you reinforce the point of view that there's a problem? There's actually a different way of going about creating change. So rather than being dramatic and looking at the problem and trying to find out why to get to the solution, which is a lot of work, that's a lot of sessions. There's actually an easier way, and that's the pragmatic approach. That's where you go and look what works. And the problem with that approach is it's way too easy. And most people don't like it easy. They love when it's like difficult and complicated, and I have something to fight, I have something to do, I have something to fill my life, and so everything that is, everywhere you take pride in the difficulty of your life, and making it really hard, and having a telenovela life, everything that is, everywhere you think that's how you create. No, that's how you entertain difficulties. That's how you choose to be entertained by this reality. That's not creation. Everything that is, will you please destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. So the pragmatic approach is being aware of the thing that you call problem, but then, I'm showing you with my hands, maybe that helps a little bit. And then what you do is you look beyond the problem at the possibilities. We're acknowledging that and acknowledging those and acknowledging the energy around it dissipates what you call problem, dissipates the solidity. And it's an approach that might not in the first place make sense up here. Your brain might go, yeah, but we have a problem here. and you go, wait a second, the thing that I want to call problem, what is it really? I'm going to give you an example in a second or something, or a couple of seconds. So just like look at how many problems you created with up here with your mind, and then you try to solve that problem that was created by your mind with your mind. Interesting, right? It's like, how's that going to work? But that's how most people go about it. Why? Because everybody else does it that way. Why? Because everybody else does it the way everybody else did it before. Because they did it before like this, and they did it before like this, and nobody asked a question what really works, So most of the people just do whatever everybody else did, but none of them really go, this doesn't work. We require something different. It's like, if something doesn't work, do something different. And that's what I saw when I worked in mental health. I worked in child oncology before, and then I worked in mental health, and I saw how many things that are being used nowadays, just like that's how you do it, and it doesn't really work, but not many people ask questions. Hey, what does really work? Is it time for a different paradigm? Is it time for a new approach? Yes, it is. And enough people are starting to see that now. Enough people are starting to see the ways that we used, they don't work well enough. I've seen so many things where you go, oh, like, really, that's how you try to force change? It's really like forcing change, or like celebrating problems. So it's really time for change. And also, if you, and I'm getting to the example, just give me a second. So if you look at the different things that we call problems or wrongness, like, let's take some very obvious things. There's so many, but the most obvious things are called diagnosis, like depression and anxiety and ADHD and autism. And there's so many. There's a very thick book of diagnosis. So there's so many. And at the psychiatry where I worked, there were like all kinds of different diagnoses. Anyway, so what I started to see there, and which continued afterwards and grew and grows, is that acknowledgement and the awareness that anything we call a problem is actually a possibility. Anything we call a wrongness is actually a strongness. And every time you see someone who says, my diagnosis is blah, 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 whatever it is, maybe you start having a hard time seeing the problem. That's what I had. Like the doctor would say to me, okay, so this person has this problem and it's really hopeless. And, they usually have this voice of, oh, it's really hopeless. And then so I would meet that person, and I had a really hard time seeing the problem. All I could see is a person who sees the world different, a person who functions differently, a person who has, who has capacities that haven't been acknowledged and they haven't been used. And it's like having superpowers that are just like, bubbling in you. And because you cave them in and because you suppress them, they create all sorts of things that are not comfortable, that hurt, that drive you crazy, that drive you insane. Like, imagine all the superpowers and capacities you have. How much are you bottling them up and suppressing them? And what are they doing with you and your body and your life and your finances and your relationships? Are they driving you crazy? It's like being in a volcano on legs that is not allowed to erupt. You're like, and it creates all kinds of stuff. So it's like giving yourself and showing other people to have that space of possibilities, that space of, hey, just like, that thing you call crazy, no, it's not crazy. It might look insane, but it's what the world requires. Like, your insanity is the sanity that our world requires. especially now, being normal is so 1980 and before. It's like, it's time for something different. It's time to show up and be you and be crazy. And it's so 2019. Yes, totally true, Ava. So, and if you look at the world, how it's going right now, it's really time to show up and not worry about other people's point of view about you. That's way too much work. So everything that is, everywhere you're working way too hard, will you destroy and uncreate all that, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Ooh, holy moly. So, so the thing is to, this pragmatic approach is it's so much. Oh, gosh, I am just looking at what to give you in the short time we have together, because this is something I usually have in 3-day classes and so on. But so, for example, if somebody says I have fear or anxiety, okay, and they decide that this is their thing, this is their problem, and they're totally convinced that, oh, every time I have this situation, I have this going on, and if every time I have that situation, oh, my anxiety is coming up. This person has already decided that there is something that's wrong, and that's their point of view. That's their point of view that shapes their reality. That's the point of view that shapes their world. And in that moment, that person probably can't see anything else. And you can't convince them and go, no, you're actually really strong. You're not wrong. Ta-da, ta-da. This person will go, no, you don't understand. I really have a problem. But so the thing with that anxiety and that fear is, for you, and when you work with other people, if you ask, what is that thing that this person or that I call fear? What is it really? So that thing that creates the problem and makes it really heavy is the labels, the interpretation that is put on one. So if you already have an anxiety, there's nothing else being able to come into your world because you've already labeled it. But if you ask, what is this thing that I call anxiety? What is it really? Let me find out. So what you do in that situation is you let go of all the reference points from the past, of everything you've ever heard about it, everything you've ever learned about it. And you ask what you know, and you ask your body what your body knows. And that way you can find out, what is it for me in that situation? What is the information I'm getting here? What is the awareness I'm getting here? And then that thing that seems like a problem starts to become a resource that you can use. And it's huge. It's amazing. Like if you get out of the victim, the position of being a victim to a situation, there's an anxiety thing going on because whatever, and you switch it to, what is it I'm aware of? What is it I'm sensing? Holy moly, a whole new universe opens up. You actually get to be strong rather than wrong. You can get to the world, go through the world with the awareness, wow, how much awareness do I have about what's going on? How much information am I picking up? And then you can ask the next question, how can I use it? How can I use this vast amount of information? Because we also live in a world where information is very, very valuable. And many people pay a lot of money for information. How many times do you go on Google to get information? It's huge, So with being aware and having that, you get it for free. Like you already have an advantage with that difference. You already have a power. The question is, are you choosing it or are you refusing it? So everything that is, will you destroy and uncreate it, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys, and yawns. Someone is writing in the chat, once you have seen the possibilities beyond the problems, how do you handle the daily life? That's a great question. So, the question you ask has the word handle in it. So if you look at handling, what is your basic point of view? So like, I want you all to look at that, because it's really amazing how we voice things or what words we use, because they usually show what points of view we have. If you say, I have to handle daily life, what is the underlying basic point of view? That you are the creator of your life, or more that you're the victim of your daily life and everything that happens? So how much do you already have the point of view that you're the effect of your daily life and of everybody around it and everybody involved in it? And how many of you have the point of view, no, oh gosh, daily life, I'm actually, I have the point of view that I'm the effect of my work, of my colleagues, of my relationships, of my financial reality, everything that is, and all the points of view you have around that keep you from creating what works for you. Will you please destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys, and yawns. So what if it's not about handling daily life, but about creating your life? And so look at the different, look at how is the energy of handling your life, and how is the energy of creating your life? Is one of them lighter? Is one of them heavier? Is one of them contractive? Is one of them more expansive? So now that you see that, you see, oh, I have choice. I can have the point of view of handling my life. I can have the point of view of creating my life. Which am I going to choose? Okay, so maybe you now go for, oh, I'm going to create my life. That's way lighter. That turns me on. That's, that matches me way more. Yay. Okay. So then you go for the creating your life. Okay. And you might not have a clue of how that looks like. And the amazing thing is, you don't have to. You don't have to have a clue of what it means to create your life. You just go for, okay, what's the energy of creating my life? That. Okay, I'm going to go in that direction. And then each choice you make, you just check, okay, is it more in the direction of creating? Okay, I'm going to go that way. Or is it more in the direction of handling? Okay, everything that is, and you just say everything that is, and everywhere I'm going into handling and all those points of view, I destroy and uncreate it. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys, and yawns. Or if you realize, oh, I am the effect of my colleague, I'm the effect of my this person, that situation, you can use the other tool we talked about before. Remember? Interesting point of view. I have this point of view. Okay. Interesting point of view. I have this point of view. So if you want, we can do it together. So take somebody or something that you have decided you're the effect of, whether it's your boss or your partner or financial stuff, or take one thing, okay? And get the energy of that. And then say out loud or say in your head, depending on where you are. People already think you're crazy, so who cares, you can say it out loud. So just, okay, got it? Right, so let's do it together. Interesting point of view, I have this point of view. Okay, so now check how it is. And now say it again to how it is now. Yeah, wow, interesting point of view, I have this point of view. Okay, so check how it is now. And now say it again to how it is now. Interesting point of view, I have this point of view. Okay, so how is it now? Is it the same as it has been before? Is it different? Is it heavier as before? Is it lighter? There's no right or wrong. It doesn't have to be perfect now. So much lighter, Eva writes. Okay, cool. So, and it doesn't have to be lighter yet, it just can be different. Okay, so this is not about getting better. This is about change. So, and you might want to do this many, 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 many times for a thing that is really heavy in your world to change it. And see what that creates. Nancy is writing lighter. Cool. Okay, so this is about allowing things to change rather than maintaining the rightness of the limitation. So everywhere you are maintaining the rightness of your limitations, which makes you so normal, will you destroy and uncreate all that, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Again, everywhere you're maintaining the rightness of your limitations, which makes you so normal, will you please destroy and uncreate all that times a godzillion? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Yeah. Holy moly. So being different, and the power you could choose being different is where you allow things to change. It's normal to have a problem, and it's normal to hold on to a problem. But the willingness to allow things to change and allow the world in to change, allow people in who contribute to the change, rather than, do you remember when you were a kid? Or maybe you don't remember, but just get the energy of when you were a kid, or maybe you have seen a kid lately. If you propose ease to a child, they go, yes, I'll have it. Yep. Okay, what else? What else can we change? How much more change and ease can we open up? And then older people, they go paranoid. They go, why do you want me to change? What are you getting out of it? Okay. So why do you want me to change? Okay. You propose possibilities. I'm not sure. I haven't heard about this before. This does not match what I learned before. No. So it can't be right. And by the way, that ease, no. I have not seen this in a long time, so it can't be real. So you've learned to be paranoid when it comes to someone or something offering you ease, joy, and glory. Everywhere you've chosen for your brain to turn on extra much, so you can't let in change, so it can't be that easy, so it can't be pragmatic. Will you please destroy and uncreate it times godzillion? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys, beyond. Remember, what created the problem? This thing up here. Okay, so what if you use something different to change it? And I know this is such a weird, new, different paradigm. And especially, me with my background as a psychologist, I should maybe not talk about this because, it's so different than anything that we have been taught. But for me, it's about, let's do something that works, let's create something that works. And so to my surprise, this different paradigm of pragmatic psychology, and I'm really surprised about it. I have so many psychiatry and neurology conferences who want me to speak about pragmatic psychology, and I do. And I'm always ready for rotten tomatoes and eggs being thrown, and it never happens. All I see is or yes, thank you. I thought about this, but I was not, I didn't want to say it because I might look weird if I say it, but I see this in my office every day. And some people go, no, So, and it doesn't matter, but it's really obvious that, again, something else is required. And what do you, every single one of you listening to this, what do you know about this? What do you know what our future and our planet truly requires? And would you please open up the doors for you to know it and for you to start or continue bringing it into our world? And if this is a yes in your world, everything doesn't allow that. And everything doesn't allow you to have way more fun being this and doing this than you can imagine. Will you please destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. So if you see someone who's different, okay, if you like see someone who's different and they bring something different to the world that has been before, how is that for you? Are you inspired? Yeah. So cool. It takes one to know one. If you see that in someone else, how much are you being that? And what if you choose to own it now more? What if you choose to be that person that is the peacock that other people go, oh, wow, I'm inspired. And everything doesn't allow that, will you destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. So there's so much more about this. If there's anybody who has a question, you can ask. We might have time for one more question.
There's one Turkish question in there.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. So this person's name is, I don't know, but she's asking, Kübra, she's asking, what do you think about the autism? Can you tell something a little bit about that?
Sure. So autism is just one of the diagnoses, one of the things that people call wrong in this reality still, which for me is like medieval. That the fact that this is still something that's considered as a handicap is like, wow, that's so medieval times. So autism, Asperger, all the other things, we can throw in ADHD, ADD, depression, anxiety, you can do this with any diagnosis. But if you just like look at Asperger and autism, it's actually it's a mutation of us as humans. It's capacities that our future requires that are so different and are so beyond the box, that because they're so beyond the box and they don't fit any of normal way of functioning in the world, the conclusion that's been made is wrong, crazy, insane. Okay? So, but it is a different way of functioning. Totally. It's like seeing the world in a different light. It's about, the judgment about it, the diagnose, like one of the criteria, I think that's the English word, criteria, is that they that they're not social, and that they don't communicate like other people, and how wrong that is, and that's like a whatever handicap. But actually, it's the other way around. How many of you love being social and talking with people and small talking? Right? Exactly. Sometimes it might be fun, but it's not maybe something you would go, oh, let's go out and small talk. Let's do that as a free time activity. I can't wait to do small talk again. So most of you guys might know what I'm talking about. And autistic people or Asperger, they don't find that fun either. And they don't worry about it. It's like they don't judge themselves because they don't have even the capacity to be social. They don't worry about it. That's just like, that does not exist in their world, which is such a capacity. So if you, for example, look at the girl from Sweden, Greta Thunberg, the climate change girl, she is so funny because she says, I have Asperger and you're welcome, which is basically my way of telling you, I care about the climate and I'm going to tell you about it. And if you judge me, that's not relevant to me. And you can't distract me with your small talk, because this is what I'm here to do. And this is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to do it for real. And I'm going to go for it. and even, or Sheldon Cooper in Big Bang Theory, Pauline is writing. Exactly. If you have seen Big Bang Theory, Sheldon Cooper, another example. And these people are so amazing. They're just like different, and they use their difference because she's using her Asperger to get all different informations about the climate, and she's like collecting information, and she's learning about it and educating herself about it, and she's not stopping. So that's one aspect of Asperger that is so helpful. People like this, she's not giving up because people judge her, because she doesn't have that capacity to care about judgments, or care about social stuff, that we learned to care about. It's not that we care about it, we learned to care about it. So everything that is, will you destroy and create it. Right, wrong, good, bad, POC, POC, all nine shorts, boys, and yawn. So that's just one aspect of Asperger and autism, because there's a lot of information about it. But, this is something that you can go, okay, maybe I can turn on my Asperger autism, and use it and not care about judgments and go for what I'm here for to create. Okay, so last question. One person in the Zoom asks, how can I permit children to be more to concentrate more? Don't concentrate. Okay, concentration is 1980 and before. No, that's not working. Concentration is like boom. It's not natural to concentrate. It doesn't fit how we are functioning as beings, as people. It's something also we have learned to do, as though it's a great thing to do. It's like, have you ever tried to concentrate on reading a book and just concentrate? I have to read. It's like drives you crazy. It's not natural to us. It's like if you look at a cat in front of a mouse hole, it looks like she's concentrating on a mouse hole, but she's actually not, or he or she. She's looking at the mouse hole, but he is aware of everything around them at the same time. So when you think you have to concentrate, don't. Look at like the paper you're reading, and at the same time, expand your awareness and be aware of everything at the same time and of the paper. That's way more natural to us than doing one thing only. Okay. And it's like a totally different way of functioning. It's also, if you think I have to finish now is for us to start one thing. Maybe you do your homework, or you do your write on a computer, and then you go, oh, take a coffee, you write some more on a computer. Maybe you go and clean a little bit and you write some more on the computer. You call a friend, or look on Facebook and whatever, and then you write some more. Like, that's for most people more natural, and you got to find out what works for you. So rather than trying to get things right the way one is supposed to do it, please find your way of doing it, and please teach your children to do that. That's the greatest tool you can give them for the future. Don't try to get it right, do what works. And that's a major part of pragmatic psychology. So there's more for you guys. There's so much information. This is a whole new paradigm on everything, on creating your life, on using your difference as a superpower, on facilitating other people to create change in their lives. Like, these tools are really for all these things, for your life, and also for a lot of practitioners who want to learn this, like coaches, facilitators, teachers, parents, hairdressers. I have a lot of hairdressers also at classes, not to do my hair, obviously, but to learn how to use these tools with their clients and to start their side coaching business. Like anybody who works with clients, about how else can I use the tools to facilitate change, and what do I uniquely know about this, and what if there's nothing you have to avoid, no topic you have to avoid, no certain kind of clients you have to avoid. What if you know that you could handle everything? What doors would that open up? A thing that I see very often is people have decided, this topic I cannot handle, this type of client I cannot handle. With that point of view, you uninvite money, you uninvite clients, and you diminish your business. So what is truly possible for you? So Pragmatic psychology has a lot to offer. They're one-day classes, not many, with no prereqs. And they're 3-day classes. 3-day classes are for the practitioners that I just said. And for that, you need foundation. You need bars and foundation, because we use the tools, in action, and we practice on each other in these classes. So if you want to know more about how can I facilitate change, not only people who come for access, anybody, like people who come just for change in a whatever way. So these are the 3-day classes. Foundation is prereq, and there's a 1-day class, no prereq. And all of them you can do online as well. And I just started a world tour with France, Marseille, and Italy, the castle in Italy, if you ever want to stay there. And where else? Mexico, Japan, Brazil, Russia, Turkey. Thank you. And country after country after country, and all of them you can do online as well. And I'm thrilled to get this out there in the world and play. And maybe you want to play, and maybe you want to stop holding back you to the world, and let's go and do this. The world is waiting for us. So, and the books are available. There's one book, yes, there's Pragmatic Psychology. Yay! In English and in other languages. I don't know how many translated languages the book is in now. I forgot. It's many. And there's another book called Fairy Tale Family that just came out as well. And there's a children's book that's called Who is Henry? It's about a peacock. What else? So have fun being you, and really thank you for being on the Zoom and considering something totally different, and and the courage it takes for that. I know, being different takes courage. And what if you know that you have that courage? Everything doesn't allow you to know that. Will you please destroy and create it? Right, wrong, good, bad, POC, POC, all 9 shorts, boys and yawns. Thank you, everyone. And thank you, translators, for hanging in there and going for it. You rock.
Susanna, I just have a question, very quick question for you. Is going to be a book translated to Portuguese?
Yes! The book is almost finished. Like, it is translated, but it's not published yet. So it should be published in the next weeks or so. Yay. Thank you, everyone. Gracias.
One more quick question.
Yes.
Catherine asked, are the 3-day Pragmatic Psychology classes valid to renew their bars facilitator license?
Not yet, but if you write an email and ask, because people keep asking because they say, oh my God, like this is something everybody should take. But if you write an email and ask, what can be created? Or, yeah.
Let's all write emails.
Yes. Thank you so much, everybody.